Okay. We're live. We've got this stream going here. This is the Atgames Legends Flashback, which I only have because I paid only $11 for it. Because Atgames doesn't really have the best reputation, and they were wanting $60 for this originally, 50 games. I mean, it's really not a bad value proposition. I mean, if it was a company other than Atgames, it would make sense. But they have a history of releasing really bad clone consoles for the Genesis and reasonably good ones for the Atari. But I mean, let's be realistic here. The Atari's old as hell, so it's not that hard to do. So here we are in the settings menu here. I'm gonna turn his background music off. It's really annoying. And then there's Overdrive. I'm not even sure what that is. I actually have the manual that came with this here, and it doesn't say anything about what that is even. So that's a mystery. I'm going to have to look into that online and see what that does. But this console, it comes with 50 games, but you can mod it to add a whole bunch more. Because it has like a SD card thing, but it's not advertised as adding games. That's meant to be for your save states and stuff like that. But apparently you can actually do that. So we're going to take a look at the games that this thing does offer. It's largely arcade titles, although there are some that are not arcade titles on here. So we got 1942, Act Fancer Cybernetic Hyper Weapon. Never even heard of that game. That's a hell of a name, though. Astro Fantasia, Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja, which is just Bad Dudes. Breakthrough, Burger Time, Burnin' Rubber, Champion World Class Soccer, Cluster Buster, Commando. Oh, I guess I could do next page with the Y button. There we go. Except it doesn't seem to work. That's a good sign. Okay, it's because I have to be in this side for it to work. Okay. Darwin 4078, Dig Dug. Disco number 1. Not number 2, though, unfortunately. Edward Randy, the Cliffhanger. Express Raider, Fighting Ice Hockey, Forgotten Worlds, Galaga, Ghouls and Ghosts, Heavy Barrel, Hyperdyne, Side Arms, Joe and Mac, Caveman Ninja, and Joe and Mac Returns, Lock and Chase, Mappy, Miku Hunter G, Pirate Ship Higimaru, Pro Bowling, Pro Tennis, Rally X, Rootin' Tootin', Scrum Try, Secret Agent / Sly Spy, Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challengers, Shootout, Side Pocket, Sky Kid, Strider, Super Burger Time, Super Doubles Tennis, Super Pool 3, Super Real Darwin, Terranian, and Tournament Pro Golf, and that's only 44 games, but they advertise 50 on the box, and there's even... Oh, because these are arcade games, so these are console games. They have a small selection of console games that are, I guess, for the Genesis, the NES, and I'm pretty sure Felios is a Super Nintendo game, if I'm not mistaken, so... Yeah, that's 50. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. We can use these QR codes, get manuals, and that kind of good stuff. Get other great retro products from the Atgames Flashback Zone. How about not? That seems like a bad idea. Terrible idea. Okay. So let's just try a game. One I'm familiar with. I'm pretty familiar, I would say, with 1942. It's definitely playable. So shoot and dive. We could do that. So let's start the game. This game has, this system has Sega Genesis style 6-button controllers. It didn't actually discuss how to enter coins. Let me hit the menu button. So you have to hit the menu button on the console itself to do that, I guess. And we can enable a scanline filter if we so wish. Not very good scanline filter, so we'll pass on that. Okay. Let's do that. So here we are, 1942. Definitely sounds kind of off. I'm not the most familiar with the arcade version of the game. I'm more of an NES guy, but that whistling is definitely kind of real crackly sounding. It's not the greatest. Now, bear in mind, I have not done the firmware update that's supposed to be available. What's up, BMG? Yeah, we are hot right now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was during the Nazi time. Let me go to the menu real quick there. So you gotta press the menu button on the console itself. So you definitely want the console close to you. So, but yeah, 1942. But these aren't the Nazis we're killing. We are killing the Japanese. We're killing them Japs. But yeah, I'm definitely a much bigger fan of 1943. Like, 1942 is pretty good for its time, but like 1943 upped the ante a whole bunch in comparison. Like, this game is more similar to some of the old school shmups like Galaga and those kinds of games. Whereas, yeah. So it actually has a rewind function. You hold left on the D-pad and start, and lets you rewind. I can rewind back to that save game over spot. The rewind function is not the fastest, unfortunately. Let's try there. Get back into the game for a moment. See, we didn't actually lose. We just reversed time. That's all we did. But yeah, that whistling sound is terrible. Demonetized, yeah. What's up? It's Kamikaze, less anime. Yeah, let's get out of that game. Let's check out another game I'm familiar with. Just want to see if this Atgames emulation is any good at all. Graphically, 1942 looked pretty good. There was a little bit of weird V-Sync thing going on, I noticed, but yeah. Commando, I'm pretty familiar with that game. Let's check out Commando. That's a classic. No function, shoot, crash, bomb, no function, no function, no function. It would have been nice if some of these no function buttons could have been used to insert coins. But apparently in their infinite wisdom, that's not what it's used for. Wait, what's going on here? Loading. So, in their infinite wisdom, to insert coins, you have to hit the menu button on the console. Like I said. And you insert the coins. You pick the number of coins you want to insert up to 4. You hit A and adds your coins. And then you can start with the start button. Terrible design. Because there's a whole bunch of buttons that aren't even being used here. Now this one's definitely faring better than 1942, I would say. I mean, I wouldn't say it's perfect emulation, but it's pretty solid. You know, it's very, very good scrolling, and like I said, the music sounds right. It may, like I said, it may not be perfect, but it's definitely like close enough that I'm not gonna really be bothered by any minor discrepancies it has. But that guy got taken off. Thanks, guys. Throw that grenade, kill you. Thank you. We'll get that Nazi gold. It's all World War II based games, people. We're all about the WW2s. And of course the POW, he just runs off naturally. Here, eat one of these. There you go. Alright, yeah. It's enough of that one. Well, actually, it's not, apparently. Yeah, I've had my fill. Alright, let's go ahead and move on to another game. Okay. Back to the menu. What else can we check out here? Well, let's do some Street Fighter here. Let's get some Street Fighter going. Because I know that's one people really want to know about. Street Fighter. ABC, XYZ, so punches and kicks. So this one's going to use all the buttons available on the controller. Oh, okay. Coins can also be inserted by pressing down and start. Okay, so there is a way to do it without the menu. Okay, if I read the description, I know that. So let's try that. Down and start. Okay, save, load, and rewind functions are incompatible with this game. Okay. Guess it's a little too much for this system to handle. Okay, got a loading screen here. Let's try this down start. That worked. Quarters, yep. There we go. It doesn't sound right. But I am used to the Super Nintendo version more so. So it's tough to say right now. Okay. Sound effects seem pretty good, but the music does sound a bit off. Oh, good throw, Guile. How are you still alive, though? Yeah, it's got a weird thing. Like I said, the sound effects, they sound pretty good. The music's just a little too high-pitched. There we go. Take that, Guile. Okay. Oh, he got me with that last kick, man. Now we're down to the wire on this one. Guile's theme goes with everything. That's like Frank's Red Hot sauce of game music. Okay, he got me with that box. That's weird, like, you ever notice, like, Street Fighter doesn't really have that kind of stuff anymore? Okay, he's got me. The arcade game's definitely a little on the tougher side, though. AI is definitely up there. Yeah. Alright. So we're good there. Okay, so I have to use the menu button to exit the game there, so let's do that. So that's Street Fighter. It plays good, but the sound is a bit off, unfortunately. Now, Strider is an all-time classic, of course. This one, I'll be pretty disappointed if it doesn't work out right. I've played nothing but Capcom games so far. I know. Now, we can't save, load, and rewind on this game. That's just kind of weird. I don't really get that. But it loads a lot quicker than Street Fighter did, so whatever. Okay. Nobody's ever cleared a stage? Is that really a thing that pops up? What? Nobody's ever cleared a stage. That's great. Okay. Okay, so Strider, so far so good. I've played a little bit of the arcade game back in the day. It's not like my most known arcade game, but I played it a couple of times, legit arcade. And then of course the Genesis version. and the PS1 version of this. So far, so good. Nothing outrageous here. It seems like a decent emulation, so I'll give it a pass, I think. Let my little robot rotate around. There we go. I'm about to take some hits here. Okay, then we got this dude here, of course. The big wrestling dude. Oh, okay, yep. I'm gonna blow up. Just die in a fiery explosion, because why not? Alright. Does that fire go away? I guess it doesn't. We just have to move on. Okay. Okay. Stupid robot droid thingy. Climb up here. Get out of its way. Aw, man, come on! Okay, there we go. Got our health up. Alright. This game is, like, all over the place. Like, I mean, it plays fine, but I don't remember it being, like, so spastic. Like, it's very random kind of feeling. How do I get over there? Okay. Alright, okay, here we got the snake thing, of course, we gotta deal with. All these guys coming out to... Okay, let's... I can't rewind, that's right. I don't know why we can't rewind here. It's not like it's that demanding of a game. But, okay. Guess it is. There we go. Ah. Okay. Give me the credits here. Trying to get back in here. I did not jump into you, dog. Okay. Yeah, this is not working out too great, man. Alright. Alright, there he goes. Kaboom! It's actually a pretty easy boss. It's just, Okay. Yeah, that's enough of Strider. Everybody knows Strider. Okay. So what else can we check out here? Let's take a look at some console emulation here. I'm going to take a look at some of that. Let's do some Mega Man 2 here. Let's do it. Hold on a second. You guys still there? Alright, Mega Man. Does sound a little bit off. It is a little bit iffy, but it's acceptable. Atgames was certainly done worse. So, I can give him a pass on that. Although there is a weird graphical glitch going on there. Not really sure what that's about. Like, it just seems like there's like a weird motion to it. Maybe it's just a placebo thing, like, I just expect that game stuff to not work right. And so maybe that's what I'm actually seeing, maybe it's actually just fine. But yeah, it's got a weird motion. Look at that block over there. We're gonna go back around. I don't know, maybe you guys can see it, but this block right here, like whenever the screen kind of scrolls left or right, there's like a weird ghosting to it. Hope you can see what I mean. There's just like a weird ghosting to the whole thing. And as far as I know, that's not the original game style. It doesn't do that. Oh yeah, I don't want to do that. It's a bad idea. Alright, there we go. Yeah, trying to get through this airman stage. Controls are fine, of course. Like, I haven't... That's one thing I'll definitely give some praise towards. The controls have been fine. No problems. It's just been some graphical and sound issues. Mainly sound. Graphics, for the most part, have been fine. But the Mega Man emulation's pretty decent. Like, it's doable. Like, if you need some Mega Man in a pinch, this will do the trick. Okay. I can rewind on this one, too, unlike the Sega Genesis base games. So that's a nice bonus. Okay, so it's a good tip to actually tank to hit in those scenarios so that you can just kind of freely walk through the spikes. And you can just kind of move on. Alright. Got our one up. Okay, that trick still works. Getting rid of the dude. Works a little too well. Like, he just hopped right off the screen. Okay. Okay. Alright. I don't know, that's kind of weird how quickly he hopped off the screen, but it worked fine that time, so. Alright, here we are at Wily's Castle. Or Wily's Castle. What's up, Retro Bro? Yeah, pushed by a pie, bro. I've got a pie. Duh. Unfortunately, these controllers are not USB. They're 9-pin Genesis-style controllers, which makes you wonder if one, they'll work on a Genesis, and if two, an actual Genesis controller work with this. There we go. So yeah, Mega Man plays fine. Sounds off, though. There is definitely a problem with the sound. Not a huge problem, but that's Mega Man. Let's see what else we got here. Okay. We'll check out a little... We'll see what version of Tetris this is. I'm not really sure which version this is. Because it says it's a console version, but it's not the NES game. So I'm not sure which one this is supposed to be. Although, let's see what the controls are. Select hard drop, rotate Tetramino, view Tetramino. That's kind of weird. Is this the Genesis version of Tetris? Huh. I don't know. It makes me think that it is. Let's go ahead and play it. BPS. Okay, hold on. Oh, B is to rotate. Duh. I can't even rotate properly. Yeah, that's a bad version of Tetris. Like, I'm not even sure if this is like a legit... If this is the Genesis version, wow, no wonder Sega didn't really fight for the rights to publish this one. They're like, yeah, screw this. The only thing is, I don't think it is. I think it's like some other version of Tetris. Like, it might even be like a PC release of some type. Alright. But, and I don't know if you can hear that, but there's like a really bad feedback sound in this game. I didn't hear it but on any of their games, so... It's just really strange. And the color palette has to be like one of the worst color palettes I've ever seen in a video game. Like, usually when people complain about the color palette of a game, I'm like, ah, that's kind of a minor complaint. Honestly. It's not that big of a deal, but here it's just awful, man. This looks terrible. So ugly looking. Man. I honestly don't know why I'm still playing this game. But it's Tetris. You know, I mean, Tetris is good even when it's not good. That makes sense. It's kind of like bad pizza. But it's a terrible version. I don't even know what console this is for, though. I'm done. Sorry. And pressing the menu button did nothing. I'm stuck. I have to play this game. There it goes. It took 3 times, literally, to press that menu button for the game to stop. Terrible. And I was watching all this stuff on the Amico, finally caught up. Yeah. I need to actually make a new video on that. Kind of updated thoughts. Let's check out Thelios. Thelios. Shoot, hold the charged shot. Shoot. Okay, this must be a Genesis game then. I thought this was a... Okay, so there's no Super Nintendo games. Just Genesis, NES, and... whatever the hell that Tetris is. Man, that Tetris looked terrible. Jeez. Okay. Check out this story. Oh, yeah, I think I know this game. This is actually a pretty good game. Good early shmup. Okay. Oh, okay, it's literally the storyline. That's kind of weird. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't think it's necessarily vaporware. I think that they legitimately want to release a system. I just challenge the notion of how viable it is. That's all I'm really saying here. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty nice little shmup, you know. Fantasy kind of shmup. Like, it's almost like a precursor in a way to something like freaking Panzer Dragoon in a way, because it's, you know, you're flying around on this huge wing creature and shooting charge blasts, so it's got a little bit of that vibe to it. Obviously not the same, but I don't know why they didn't do an arcade version of this, though. I'm pretty sure this game was available in arcades, so I don't know why they're emulating the Genesis version here. But it seems to play pretty good. attack the head of the... Okay, get our power-ups here. Speed up. Beam. Okay, got a new weapon. Homing attack. Yep, I'll take that too. Okay, yep. There goes our beam shot. It's gone, unfortunately. Yeah, this game gets a little hectic. It really does. There's a lot of projectiles going on here. Okay, this is the next area here, I guess. I think we're going to the boss, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Oh, okay. Got Medusa. Okay, rewind that. That didn't happen. Rewind feature works fine. Fortunately, the boss's pattern is pretty predictable. Just do this. Not exactly a hard boss fight. But it is the first stage of the game, so I guess... Yeah. I say that, and I still get myself killed anyways. There we go. Alright, right on. Yeah, that's the only reason I don't call it vaporware is because they're not trying to just fake people out and do these crowdfunding campaigns. They're trying to fund it themselves, and they're, they seem to have legitimate effort to releasing it. I just don't think that there's a market for the system. That's my thing. Okay, if hurrying, press button. Okay. Yeah, if you just want to play the game and you don't care about stupid storyline, press any button. But yeah. Yeah, pretty solid emulation of this one. It does sound a little quiet, but it's been so long since I played this game, that might just be this game, honestly. So I can't really roll on that. Let's go ahead and see what else we've got here. Yeah, Felios, that's definitely one of the better ones on this collection. Let's check out Judge Dredd. That is a game I am familiar with for the Genesis. But... Oh, yeah, because we have a 6-button controller, duh. So, I actually never had a 6-button for the Genesis. Whenever I had the Genesis, I only had the 3 buttons, so the control scheme is different here. Like, it was definitely... I don't know how I played it back then. I don't... Maybe I didn't even play it on the Genesis. Maybe I played in Super. Okay, Sega. That Sega logo looks kind of weird. I've heard as far as this particular... What's up, Completionist? How's the product testing? It's going pretty good. Not the best system, but for $11, I can't really complain. Password. So if you have a password from back in the mid-90s, I guess you can plug that in. Resume your progress. Alright. I actually played this game not that long ago. At Missouri Game Con. So I'll have a little bit of a litmus for this. If we gotta go down here. But for some reason, I don't remember how to go down. There we go. You just press down, obviously. So I could arrest the guys instead of try to kill them. But I don't know why it's not working. Maybe you can't arrest everybody. Might be what's going on here. Ah, yes. The bane of 8 and 16-bit games. Random freaking things of Steam that come and damage you. Okay, I got him arrested. Okay, yep. Yeah, for sure. So in case you forget what you're doing... This will tell you what you're doing. Pretty sure those are the ammo dumps. Let me check the computer just to see if it upgraded the mission progress. It's been so long since I played this, honestly, so... Yeah, okay, so the blue boxes, yeah. Okay. Yeah, this game's kind of weird in the way you play it. You know, it definitely is not a straightforward action game. There's a little bit of exploration. And you gotta, like, do these mission objectives, too. So it's kind of unusual like that. Come on, jump up here. Oh, yeah, I can even grab the tops there. You ever play this game, Completionist? I'm curious if you have. I know it was during your times. Okay, I gotta go up here. Yeah, trying to switch weapons. There we go. Kill that guy. Oh, that computer menu again. Alright, I'm not doing too good. Yeah, I'm at 25% health. Fantastic. The mission's going really good. Dread's about dead. Yep, rest that dude. Yeah, screw you. Oh, there you go. Alright, so those guys are the perps right there. Those are the ones you can arrest. I can't arrest those guys in the coats. I have to arrest these dudes. Which I just gotta press Y on them. And for some reason, he's kicking my ass. Ah, come on, stop it. A little bit tricky there. He's a perp too, I think. Is he? I guess not. How'd I enter? I probably can't enter until I complete the mission objectives. Okay, I can fight this guy now. That's kind of weird. Yeah, this game's not as straightforward as I would have liked. But I did like it back in the day, so I don't know. Maybe it's just a game I have to be more patient with. I guess those vents open up with little fan blades or something. Come on. How do I get down there? I'm gonna check that terminal out just to see what it says my pack progress is, because I honestly don't know how to even get to that box. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, climbing down these things is not very intuitive. You have to, like, kind of position yourself just right to successfully do it. And climb up here. Okay, yeah, that's probably what I was missing. Oh, yeah, I didn't want through all those. Alright, secondary objective completed. Okay, good. Alright, so now we can leave the mission. You only have to complete the primary objectives, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Ah, it still hit me. Come on, go down. Alright. That part of the game definitely could be better. Yeah, Genesis emulation seems pretty good on this. Like, I noticed, like, people have been modifying this system. That's what they've been primarily using it for, because it seems solid. Between Felios and Judge Dredd, I'm not sure what this champion world class, I'm not sure what that is. I'm sure it's Genesis, so if we go by the button mapping. But I don't think guys really care to see soccer game. So let's go back to the arcade stuff here. Let's do something a little more classic. I love Galaga, personally. That's one of my favorites. So let's see how it handles that. This is one I'll definitely notice right away if there's a problem. I can tell you that sound effect's off. Definitely higher pitched than it's supposed to be. Way higher pitched. That's just terrible. It's weird, though, because, like, it's just those sound effects, because these sound effects sound fine. So I don't know what's up with that. If it's, like, maybe because of the samples they're using or something. Maybe that's different. Other than that, of course, given the aspect ratio and whatnot we've got, there is a little bit of shimmering that you're not going to have with the classic arcade version. But man, just that sound quality is so disappointing. It really is. Here we go. Give me my ship. Yeah, Galaga is one I can always play, though. I love Galaga. Obviously, playing with a joystick would be preferable. Because D-pads, it's just a little stiff with a D-pad, but it plays fine. Yep. That was my mistake. I always find, like, the second and third challenge stages as being, easier than the first one. Just because of that pattern with those guys, you have to do it pretty well. It's a little more forgiving on the other ones. Okay. I'll keep playing until I get till I lose my ship or something, which probably won't be too long from now, honestly. I have a feeling that just because I'm not in my element, I'm not playing the game the way it's meant to be played, I'll just be a little bit off. But maybe not. I like playing it on the Xbox 360 a lot. I had a pretty good score on there. I think I had about 200 and something thousand on that version. So okay, it's doing pretty good so far. Challenge stage. Ah! Yeah, those guys are hard to get. You have to get them, like, right away. Almost had that challenge stage, though. Okay. Don't forget, by the way, we're still streaming for Extra Life. If you get a chance to donate to the great cause of helping out kids, definitely consider that. Loss of ships, so we're done with Galaga. But sound and quality, of course, is off. I noticed, like, with a lot of these arcade games, a higher pitch sound is happening for a lot of them. Not all of them. But that is unfortunate. Let's try Ghouls and Ghosts. See how that fares. We haven't played a Capcom game in a little bit, so we'll see how this one goes. Use weapon and jump. Okay. Pretty basic control setup. This one has a really long load time for some reason. Longer than Street Fighter's was, oddly enough. Okay. Got our little cutscene beginning. Alright, let's quarter up. This is start off pretty terribly. Okay, it's actually playing okay now. It's just for some reason it was just going really terribly at the beginning there. Okay. Ah, crap. Turned me into a duck, of course. Because he could not resist. But fortunately, he doesn't actually take your armor. He just messes with you. Crap. That was too close. Gotta go down here and see what we got there. Okay, got the armor. Yes. Hells yeah, I have the power! Yeah, that power up is pretty sweet. I definitely appreciate that. Very much so. Okay. This one seems to do pretty good, though. It says some games definitely perform better than others. This one seems fine. Okay. All right. That was close. Take this, piggy. Oh, I guess you're not. I guess you're too far from the lightning. But you are not. I mean, the lightning power up is really OP. It's just like once you lose it, you're pretty much screwed. Honestly. That's just how these Ghosts and Ghouls games are. Like, when you get a good power up, hang on to it if you can. Because you're pretty screwed once you can't. Because it gives you, like, a lot more powerful attack. It gives you those iframes that you're not going to get with... Yeah, see, like, I'm screwed now. But, well, I would have been if the boss wasn't, like, practically dead already. So. Yeah, Ghouls and Ghosts. Pretty solid game. Tough. But it's the arcade version, fortunately, so you can basically quarter punk it and just play through it at your own pace. So we're going to move on to something else. Check out a couple more games here. Ah, wrong button. Oh man, this is funny. I just read something in the freaking manual. It says, what are the 2 controller ports on the console? Really? Oh, these ports are also compatible with the original Sega Genesis wire controllers. Okay, good. So if you have like a favorite Genesis controller, then just use that. It's good to know. I wonder if it'll work with 3-button controllers though, for games that take the 3 buttons. Let's see here. Bad Dudes versus Dragon Ninja. I haven't played that one in a while. Let's give it a go. One of the pioneers of the beat 'em up genre. For some reason, scan lines are on here. I didn't think I turned them on, did I? Yes, I did. Well, let's go ahead and do a game with scan lines just to see how it looks. This scanline filter is very thick. I'm not a fan of the scanline filters that are this thick. Like the ones I use personally are a lot more subdued. There we go. We'll start it. Got Duke Nukem here, giving us the mission briefing. But it's not the president, it's just we're rescuing Ronnie now, so go figure. Gotta avoid the caltrops, so let's jump down here so we can do just that. Oh, I got a sword down there. Let's get that sword. Or it's a knife. Okay. Whatever. That's good enough. Yep. I wasn't sure if the truck would actually hit me. I guess that'd be kind of naive to think that. This is a game that the arcade version is not bad. It's kind of like a weird mix of like Shinobi and Double Dragon in a way. But the console version, like the NES version, sucks. I'm sorry to say. That's a terrible version of Bad Dudes. This one's at least kind of alright. Okay. But unfortunately, it's hard to get a hit on the enemy like this. Let me rewind a little bit. I'm gonna try to ideally beat the enemy if I can. No. Do these little stabbing fests here. There we go. Ah, okay. He'll do a jump attack, I guess, to counter that. There we go. Just cheese the enemy AI a little bit here. We're good. Alright. There we go. I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm sure that's a little bit higher pitch. Like, it seems like most of the arcade games are like that. But it sounds alright. This one does. Seems fine. This game's equal opportunity. You can kill both men and women in this game. No misogyny here. Not sure if it's safe to go over that after that guy yet. Guess we'll go ahead and hop over there. Ah, he got me. I mean, honestly, the knife wasn't that helpful. Like, it seemed like it gave me a little bit quicker, a little bit better range attack, but otherwise it was pretty much the same thing. Damage wasn't different, so I'm not missing it too much, really. There we go. Got the New Yorker advertised in the background there. Pretty famous parody type newspaper. Alright, there we go. And Data East, of course, man. Like, Data East, talk about a company that squandered, like, every advantage they had back in the day. They were a huge arcade company back in the 80s. One of the biggest. But the 90s weren't kind to them. They, like, put out a lot of crappy games in the 90s. Okay. And we got the boss here. I don't know if this boss has, like, an easy cheese like the other one did. Probably does, but... It's hard to cheese him because he likes to just randomly run sometimes, like that. You can't really predict when that's going to happen. I'll kick him. There we go. Got him. I'm bad. Yeah. Bad Dudes and versus Dragon Ninja. This is the game. Like, it's kind of a dated game, but I would say compared to most games of this type during this time, it was one of the better playing games, too. Like, I kind of liked it better than, like, Altered Beast, for example. Like, Altered Beast, I don't think was really even good back then, to be fair. But, yeah. For some reason, the menu button didn't work there. There we go. So that's kind of troubling that menu button on the console just randomly decides not to work. Okay, we're going to check out just a couple more, and then we'll be done. Let's see here. Let's just check out a game I've never heard of, like Edward Randy the Cliffhanger. Now, I know there's a movie, The Cliffhanger, which is based on a book. Is that what this is kind of based on? I don't know. It doesn't seem like it would be, but let's give it a check out. It's just weird that it has that title. That's a really strange title. Okay, no saving or loading. We're going to go ahead and undo that scanline filter now. Turn it off, please. Apparently hitting the A button does not turn it off there. Okay, I set it left. That's weird, but okay. Yeah. This one has a lot of slowdown right off the bat. It's not good. I've never played this game before, but it just seems like the emulation's bad. And if that's not the case, if this is how the game plays, and I guess that makes sense why I never heard of it too, because it wasn't that good. I kind of like the idea of it though. It's kind of interesting. It's like a James Bond / Indiana Jones game. If that makes sense. The music's not bad. Okay. But this does look like one of those games I was talking about, like Data East didn't know what they were doing during this era of gaming. Game seems to be pretty forgiving as far as health is concerned. So I know I've taken damage, but my health has not went down at all. This game's weird. This is a really strange game. Okay. I'll have to, like, I could do some research on this game, because I'm just really curious about it. Alright. What we got here? There's a boss fight. This guy with the whip against a giant train that shoots fire out. Oh, never mind. Actually, that's the boss. Of course, I took damage that time. Okay, I didn't know I had to jump up there. Okay, whip down here and take these guys out. Ah, pinch. Why did it say pinch? Alright. Pinch. Again. Oh, okay, I think I'm starting to understand a little bit more now. So, that number is actually my health right there, not the hearts. The hearts is kind of just a simplified representation of my health. Alright, let's do this then, Bison. Alright. That's a really strange game. It's got some weird graphical effects going on too, like... It's kind of interesting how that effect goes down. So here I am, like, presumably hitting these Nazis with a whip. Just totally wrecking their stuff here. But yeah, that sound is terrible. That sound emulation is... I mean, I never played the game, so it could just be that game. Maybe I'll try it in MAME sometime, but the static was just too much to bear. Alright, let's see what else we got here. Joe and Mac, that's a pretty safe game to check out, I think. I'm familiar with that. It's kind of interesting that we're checking out the arcade version as opposed to the Super Nintendo version, though. Let's play it, though. Okay. I think this is the last one we'll check out for tonight. Yeah, this is a game like playing a lot on the Super Nintendo back in the day, but I never played the arcade version. Definitely runs a lot better than that other game did. That's for sure. Tabasco sauce? Heck yeah, we'll do that. For a little bit. It's kind of a weird power-up because it actually, like, negatively impacts you in some degrees, but at the same time, you can't take damage while you have it, so... Oh, shoot. Ouch. I can't rewind there. Alright. Not too easy with this axe attack, because it doesn't have, like, any kind of... Like, it goes very sloppily forward. Is that just a bomb there, still? Ouch. Okay, good, I got a new weapon now. I got the wheel I can fight with. Not that it matters, because I'm still gonna get myself killed here. Crap. Those attacks are hard to, like, dodge. There we go. Got him down. Alright, stage 2, here we come. One thing that was really cool about Joe and Mac is it was one of the early co-op games to, like, 1991. Especially, like, playing on the Super Nintendo. You could play this with a friend or family member or something like that, you know. And it was a good time for this time. Great. Die, though. Alright, let's try this again. Apparently you can... Oh, because the eel... But this game likes to get you killed, apparently. I mean, it's a quarter muncher, I guess. Ouch. Alright, so we got another attack here. Ouch, okay. Looks like we could cheese this boss with the boomerang power-up. Unless his pattern changes up. It doesn't look like it's going to, though. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, so we get to cheese this boss, of course. Perfect. It's almost like a psychological thing. Like, they make the actual stage tough, but the boss fight easy so that you can beat the boss and keep playing, and therefore you'll be interested in putting in more quarters if you lose. It's almost what it feels like to me here. Okay. Like a psychological thing. Like, you're more likely to spend money if you have, like, some kind of easy success after having a good challenge that makes it very difficult. Okay, let's burn these beehives up and all this stuff. They're perfect. Okay, so enemies can spawn from those. That's great. Alright. Alright, we're done. Good stream, good stream. So this is the Atgames Legends Flashback. It was originally like 60 or 70 bucks when it first came out with these 50 games, which, like I said, wouldn't have been a bad value proposition if the emulation was rock solid. Unfortunately, there's some games that have a problem with that front. Some play fine. Like, that was a game, for example, that seemed to play pretty good. But there were some games that had problems. NES-wise, we only had the 2 NES games, Mega Man, Mega Man 2. But, you know, I didn't check out the original Mega Man. I'm not a fan of it. But Mega Man 2 is serviceable. But the Genesis games that were on here, Judge Dredd and Felios, they both played pretty good. Good Genesis emulation. Arcade emulation, like I said, it's kind of a mixed bag. It just depends on the game. So, I'm definitely going to need to take a deeper look at the system and, I guess, tell you guys if it's actually worth getting or not. Because, like I said, I only paid 11 bucks. And that seems like a no-brainer price, but there's a lot of these kinds of products out in the market. So, is it even worth it just on that merit? I don't know. But thank you very much for tuning into the stream. And with that, guys, Down Phoenix out.